Hello YouTube, this is Yuri in the house, and today we're going to be doing a quick tier list on chess pieces. You know, those little things that you move around the board? I'm going to be ranking what I think are the best pieces, and you're going to be quite surprised on what I have to say about the pieces. So let's take a look. All right. So of course, this is how the tier lists work. S tier is best piece. A tier is a good piece. B tier is okay piece. C tier is bad piece. D tier is worst piece. Now, let's just start this off simply. The worst piece out of all these pieces is the king. Because the king, once it's captured or put in checkmate, you lose the game. So king is worst piece. I don't think we have any arguments with that. It can be a strong piece, depending on the game. You can have a Chad king. But the king is D tier. Next is the pawn. The pawn is S tier. Why? Why, may you ask, the pawn is S tier? Because the pawn can be promoted into any of these pieces. It is literally the best piece. The pawn is a source of sacrifices that will win games. The pawn is one way to inch your way forward into positional masterpiece. If you're a positional player, you love pawns. It's the soul of the game. The pawn is S tier. Next piece that goes to S tier is the knight. The knight, the trickiest piece on the planet. And if you can put a knight on an outpost on the 6th, 7th, or if you're black pieces on the 3rd and 4th rank, man, that knight goes to work. And it can be as strong as a rook or as valuable as a queen in some instances. Now, that's the knight, and knight is the best piece in blitzouts on online chess. So the knight is S tier. Next piece we have is the queen. Now the queen is A tier, and I'll tell you why. The queen is the best piece on the board. However, it may be the best piece, but it's the reason why a lot of people win games, but it's also the reason why a lot of people lose games. Because your queen gets bullied around. And you know what? Sometimes we don't like to get bullied around ourselves. You know, we like to be the ones, when we think of the queen, that we're the ones that are delivering the checkmates and doing a lot of winning. However, do we think about all the times where we bring our queen out too early, or it's in a vulnerable position and it gets attacked, and then we end up losing the game? So it's a double-edged sword. So I will put the queen in A tier. Now bishop. The bishop goes in B tier. For one simple reason. B for bishop. And we're going to our last piece here. The last piece is the rook. The rook is a great piece. It can go forwards, it can go backwards, and it can cut the king off an entire rank. The rook is an S tier piece. And the rook is also the source of many draws. We have no C tier lists. We have no C tier pieces. You're either S, A, or B. There's some people who love the bishop pair, but the thing is, most of the time you're not going to get the bishop pair. If you're playing against someone that's good and understands positional chess, you're not going to get the bishop pair. You're just going to get one bishop and one knight. And preferably, I'm a knight person. I'm a knight guy. I like to create my strategy on getting that sucker on an outpost and absolutely tormenting my opponent. The bishop requires another environment for it to be useful. The bishop thrives in the open games where there's more pawns captured and the position is wide open, so it can cover more squares, of course. So, but the only problem with bishops is in a time scramble on blitz and in bullets, 9 times out of 10 you would have a knight. So that's it. That's the tier list. Let me know what you think. Be sure to drop a like, drop a follow, and I'll see you in the next one.